Oh, stay away, you cancer. Get away from me forever.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't like Phil. He's a jerk. Oh, did we just figure that out?
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey, guys. We are here at the Locker Room Top Spring Scandal. We'll talk about Seth Rollins, right about CM Punk. Seth Rollins, he tells a lie or truth about CM Punk. We're going to talk about this recent interview with Seth Rollins and Chris Van Vliet. With that being said, let's enter dirty laundry. We know that Seth Rollins and CM Punk have a very long history of beef. Now, in the interview with Chris Van Vliet and Rollins talk, Rollins didn't hold back while explaining the moment where he's caught on camera and showed him a little hissy fit that he had, that Survivor Series when he thought about Randy Orton's return. And he also said that after 18-month absence that Randy Orton had, he thought that CM Punk had stole the spotlight from him. And he said, and I quote, I wasn't happy about Randy had just come back from a long hiatus. That was his moment. It was a great moment. The reaction from when he came through the curtain was unreal. We went out there, and there was 10 of us out there. We had a hell of a contest. We just didn't really need him. But, Chicago is the city, the most classic, make everything about CM Punk moment I've been. And he also talks about, as well, about the beef that he had with CM Punk for quite some time. And he's talking about dating back for when CM Punk left the WWE back in 2014 due to disagreement with Vince McMahon and the rest of WWE at that time. How CM Punk never contacted Seth Rollins back and had a good mentor-mentee relationship. And then the whole tweet in CM Punk insulted Seth Rollins and the company. And the whole thing Rollins he explained to it. But this will be the first time he talks about it. Let's dive in more to that. You guys get the license as we come into the locker room. Definitely some dirty laundry on this one.
Have said privately, occasionally I would get asked about him over the years, and you would see some of it slip out. But most of the time, I just never wanted to acknowledge his existence because he was he really was just a cancer to my career for many years while he was gone. He an intentional one, you know what I mean? He was a parasite. He really just wanted to he seemed like every time he could take a pot shot at me or the company.
My journalistic integrity into Seth needs to stop tweeting. And
I never wanted to give that credence because I just kind of looked at him as like a troll. I'm like, I don't want to acknowledge these things because then it looks like they matter and they don't. But it did bother me internally, because we were trying, dude. That roster from he leaves in 2014, right? I think. Mm-hmm. We were hustling, dude. We were trying our damnedest, and we were given garbage a lot of the time, and we were making the best of it. And he was in a position where he'd made a bunch of money and could just dip and go, and there wasn't an alternative. AEW didn't exist at the time. There was nowhere else to go. What are we gonna do? Just pack up and leave because CM Punk's feelings were hurt? Because that's what he wanted from guys. He didn't want people who were his friends to stay and work for the company because he felt like it was it's some sort of betrayal to him. And I'm like, dude, A, this is my dream job. B, this is how I earn a living. And I'm trying to get to your level. I don't have the luxury to just quit. I can't go anywhere else and get paid this kind of money. My career, I don't get to work till I'm 60 either, So it was one of the most selfish things I'd ever seen out of a human, leaving the way he did and then kind of expecting other people to follow him and then taking shots at the place from a distance when he wouldn't even explain to his friends why he was so resistant to continuing that friendship. I never got an answer out of him.
Were you friends up to that point?
Yes. We were friends till he left, and we had a mentor-mentee kind of relationship, at that point because I was a lot younger. So I didn't push. I sent him some texts and called him after he left, but I wasn't comfortable enough with him to because we were peers, but he was here and I was here, so I didn't want to push that envelope. So after a while, I just let it go. And then even over the years, I reached out to him a couple of times to try to engage and just see where he was at and if he was interested in coming back. and nothing, no response, except whenever he would get a chance, he would just talk as much crap as he could. And so, yeah, I had all of this stuff bottled up for 10 years.
Would you like to see Phil Brooks back in WWE?
Oh, Philly Phil, stay away. Stay away, you cancer. Get away from me forever.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't like Phil. I don't like Phil. He's a jerk. Oh, did we just figure that out? Did we just figure that out? No, everybody in the room is like, oh no, dude, did he say that? Yeah, no, he's a jerk. Come on, we figured it out over there. We knew it over here. I don't want him back. Go do something else. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later.
To finally be able to get out there on a microphone and say it, and it's probably not even articulated the best it can, but there's just so much real, I mean, hatred's a strong word, but it's as close to hatred as
The only things between us are air and hatred. Night is the night I knock CM Punk on his ass.
All right, Seth Rollins, I get it that CM Punk never responded back to you. I get that he insulted the company, but let's cut the BS, Seth. Anytime CM Punk was on Twitter or, at the time now known as X, you always went back and forth with him. You said that CM Punk insulted you, but you had no problem going back and insulted back to him. Not just to CM Punk, but other people online as well that insult you, have something negative to say about you. So don't act like CM Punk's the only one who always was talking about other people. You did the same thing, Seth Rollins. And the thing about it is, Seth Rollins, I understand that you were frustrated and the WWE was not where it is at currently today. But the roster back in 2014 wasn't that lousy. You still had a lot of part-timers coming in. You still had John Cena at full-time, Randy Orton, Triple H part-time, Undertaker, and you had Batista for a short stint. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Seth Rollins, yourself, Roman Reigns, and Jon Moxley, then known as Dean Ambrose, was coming up in the roster. I mean, you had Daniel Bryan, right before he got hurt. You had a pretty good roster there. It's just Vince McMahon at the time didn't know how to book stuff right. And yes, the fact the Reigns is where it should have been. Did the Reigns take a little tank that time? Yeah. But it wasn't because you didn't have no roster. You had a roster. And Seth Rollins, you really are playing victim right now. But with that being said, let's get back to the rest of the interview with Seth Rollins and Chris Van Vliet.
like
Animosity?
resentment, animosity, like just anger, I mean, it's really palpable. I think, the reason people attach to the promos is because they can see that there is, real emotion behind them for me. And so I'll be, it's a very cathartic experience for me. I'll be happy to kind of just like get that physicality out on the 6th and hopefully be done with it.
Did you ever think CM Punk would come back to WWE?
When he joined the broadcast team on Fox, when they were doing that backstage show, I think it was, I thought to myself, okay, maybe there's an opportunity here. And then when he joined AEW, I kind of thought, maybe he'll have like a Twilight run here. But there were then a lot of times where I just thought, because it wasn't like, I know he makes it out like he didn't really like the other guy that was in charge. But the truth is he didn't really get along with the current guy that's in charge either. That wasn't like they were pals as well. So I think that even when Triple H took over, I didn't think there'd be an olive branch to be had, So kind of 50-50, but I would waver more towards no, I never thought it was going to happen.
And you weren't told he was going to come back at Survivor Series?
No. No, that was a bit of a surprise.
You didn't look very happy.
What I wasn't happy about was, Randy had just come back from a long hiatus. That was his moment. It was a great moment. I mean, the reaction for him when he came through the curtain was unreal. And, we went out there. There was 10 of us out there, and we went out there and had a hell of a contest. And, just didn't really need him, Didn't really need him, but, it's Chicago. It's his city. Like, I don't know. It's the most classic make everything about me CM Punk moment I've ever seen. And so I'm like, when you're in that moment, your adrenaline just going through the roof. You're just on the top of a cage celebrating with your pals and sold out Allstate Arena going bananas. And then that happens and it's no longer about the performance. It's no longer about Randy. It's no longer about, what you had done to get to that point. It's just, hi guys, it's about me. Remember, I'm the guy that you miss. Remember me, guys? So, just another kind of, you throw that on the pile of disgusting CM Punk moments. But don't worry, he's not selfish. He's in it for, helping everybody else.
You know what, Seth Rollins, you say what you want about CM Punk, but looking at your career, you definitely try to do everything he did. Your career is very similar to his, every character, everything. So, same like Seth Rollins, you could say that you're defending Randy Orton, but you come off as a hater. I think Seth Rollins, despite your popularity and your very, very well-accomplished career, you still don't have the star power that CM Punk has, and you never will. You are a star. You're a superstar, but CM Punk is a megastar. CM Punk draws more money than you, Seth Rollins. You don't draw the money that CM Punk draws. That's a well-known fact. And if anybody want to argue with me on that, you go ahead and do it. We could go at it. It don't matter. But the thing about it is, CM Punk, he came back. Yes, he did kind of overshadow Randy Orton, but that wasn't CM Punk's decision, Seth Rollins. That was WWE's decision. Get mad at Nick Khan, get mad at Triple H and others. They asked him to come back. CM Punk has said that in an interview before. I don't think that was initially up to CM Punk. Did he want to come back at Survivor Series? So, Seth Rollins, you're being a hater, and there's some jealousy there because the reason you got mad at Survivor Series when CM Punk came back because you knew that CM Punk was going to steal your spotlight. You knew that when you had a match against CM Punk in the near future at the time, that he may beat you. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. He beat you at Raw Netflix. After he hit you with 2 GTSs, go to sleep, Seth Rollins, and that's what he did. Is that why you got mad, Seth Rollins? Come on, man. Cut the BS and stop the cap, man. I mean, like I said, the CM Punk said it in press conference and interviews, he is a changed man. He's not the guy he was 10 years ago. Even Triple H said he's not the guy he was 10 years ago. So CM Punk as a person has grown. Other people grow. Seth Rollins, you need to grow too, but seem like you haven't. You still in your feelings from what happened 10 years ago, and you still won't let that go. I mean, he's trying to put all of the past behind him, meaning CM Punk, but seem like Seth Rollins can't. And that's all I have regarding Seth Rollins right about CM Punk. Does Seth Rollins tell truth or lie about CM Punk? I think he has some truth to it, but he embellished it. You guys let me know what you think about that. Soon to reveal some pop-up, guys. You already know what it is. It's OUT.